Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to NIO Stock Trades. Today we're going to be analyzing the NIO stock. I'm going to essentially give you the price target for NIO, and I'm going to be giving you a bear case, a base case, and a bull case. So you guys, essentially, by the time you leave this video, you will have an understanding of NIO, right? Kind of rhymed. All right. Before we do that, though, I wanted to go through some graphs to build it up, and also go through some technical analysis, artificial intelligence analysis, and sentimental analysis. Okay, so the thing about NIO is that the reporting here and where I collect the data for the past since 2018 and on, they report in Chinese money, right? So we're gonna have to convert it, the Chinese yen, to the USD, right? Because a lot of my the stock market, the stock is in USD, so that makes sense to analyze it in. And I've already done the conversions, and we're going to go ahead and continue on with the analysis. But to go in and just do a deep dive, NIO, I wish it was in the United States. I wish this was a US stock. Props to China. I salute you. Great company. But can you be a little easy on the crazy, capitalistic / communist fascist stock hindering in your companies? Because you have great companies. The problem is that China is so, like, I wouldn't say erratic, but it's nationalism is so strong there that you've seen what happened to Alibaba. Alibaba, I would say, is the most undervalued stock in the world. But I don't talk about it too much. It's because there's just so much control. But just look at the numbers here, guys. Rivian and Lucid are trading at crazy market caps, guys. And here's poor little NIO with its market cap trading at a laughable level. So we're going to go ahead and take a look-see here. In terms of vehicles delivered, we could see that it is doing, just the proof is in the pudding here, okay? It's doing great. If you look at the revenue segments, just look at the quarterly revenue segments here. Guys, this company is a juggernaut, okay? Look at the revenue and operating. We got the revenue, the gross profit. Operating income is definitely coming along. The net income, of course, low right now, but again, look where Tesla was, all right? Operating expenses are creeping up, but also their growth is as well. Revenue multiple has gone up crazy, and this was like a $2-3 stock, right? And now it went up so high, but now it's starting to depress, and it's at levels that are obviously the company is better at it's worth higher off of its fundamentals here than it actually was here, right? But yet it's trading here, okay? So now that we went through those, just to give you an analysis here, let's just go through the numbers to see the actual, data here. So as you can see, again, this is in Chinese money here, but you can see the revenue is going up. It's beautiful. If you look at the net income, it is net income negative. If you look at the free cash flow, it is started to just become free cash flow positive. Now that's huge, okay? That's really good. So if you were to take the percentage of the free cash flow, I'm just kind of curious to see here. So they have ways to go to get to that 7%. They're probably, they're definitely, I would say this is a fake out free cash flow. I would need another year to confirm this because, to see if they actually are going to get to that. But as you can see, this maneuver here reminds me of Tesla. For them to go from a negative 10 billion won, I believe is how you say it, to that, it reminds, it shows me that they've more than doubled their revenue from 2019 to 2020. But I just want you to kind of, let's look at the comparison here. I know it'll take some time, but it's worth the hiccup here. Let's look at Tesla. Look at the free cash flow. It went from negative 4 billion to negative 200. And look at the revenue. See how the revenue doubled? So you could see the level here, guys. It's reminding me a little bit of that. So the stock may take off, right? But the issue here is it's China. And China can just, there was a good stock, it was a private education. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. It was worth gold. China said, no, schools should not be made profitable in terms of, we shouldn't make a profit off of someone's education, which I agree. I wish the United States did that. The stock dropped to pennies, right? So, I'm not saying NIO is going to be doing that. And I feel like NIO is the poster child of, China obviously wants NIO to be like the Tesla, right? So maybe they have some support. And I feel like NIO is going to behave after seeing what happened to Alibaba. So I'm like, I really like this stock. Okay, I really do. I don't know how to preface this, but we're going to do the calculation. It's just when you invest in a Chinese stock, you're investing in a Cayman Island intermediary. So you don't really own the company per se. So there's a bit of a risk with this whole delisting. So it's just, that's the problem. I just wish the world was a little bit more, together, but there's a risk. Understand that. But now let's go ahead. And before we get into the intrinsic value in NIO we trust with the Chinese flag. So in response to that, as you can tell, I have the American flag behind me. Recently, if you don't recall, I recently put a response video to Ray Dalio's New World Order. And it's very clear that in 20, 30 years, China will most likely be the dominating power. They got 1 billion people. And if they're able to just industrialize this and turn it into capitalism, and slowly as the China starts to shift away from acquiring US debt, and essentially China digital currency will become the new thing, then yeah, I would see China being a world power. So in the United States, I feel like we take it for granted here, and those guys over there, they work hard. So I hate this, of course I want my country to win, but it is what it is, right? So that's a wake-up call. Hopefully we can all just get to work. Anywho, so now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using our artificial intelligence technology to do some technical and artificial intelligence analysis, and then we're going to go ahead and do all of these analysis to essentially find the value of NIO. So let's go and get straight to work. So this right here is called a Monte Carlo projection. Let's see if we even have data for it. There it is. I was a little impatient. So as you can see here, we are starting to see a shift up. This creates a bunch of what if scenarios and predicts the future of what could happen to the NIO stock. So we are seeing an uprise, more closer. The white line is the base case, and this is the bull and bear here. The red is the bear. And you can see kind of the range, but it's more heading towards the higher side. See, I know that China has the most, hardworking. Yeah, I give it 3 to 5 years. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I want us to win, but, facts are facts, right? Kind of bummed out, but as I'm reviewing this stock, but don't worry. I'm when it comes to my analysis, I'm not biased. I give it to you 100. If you look, again, if you want access to our artificial intelligence technology, if you're rewatching this video, there'll be a link down below. I'll put a link later to get access to it for $10 a month. But anywho, you can see that the revenue from 2022 to 2023 is going to be increasing. Duh, that's what you want. That's what you want. It's 10 to the 10 power. Really good. You know what I mean? If you look at the scanning here to see, the technical analysis, it is above the 100 MA, the 220 and 50. It's high on the relative strength, the RSI. There is a MACD divergence. It is saying that there could be a downtrend, but based off of the fundamentals, I would say we'll go into those. It's an interesting story. So if you look at the unusual flows, we are seeing in 2022 in April some 27 strike. Currently, the stock is trading at $21, $22, which is crazy, right? This is considering for what it is. We got some high premiums here, so that's hovering around that $21. Let's go ahead and take a look at the big flow here. And again, we go through this cycleman here to get a understanding of the company here. So in terms of crypto, Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, those are the ones, but more so Mara over Riot, honestly. So here's some calls expiring a little bit more further. We have a 31 right here. It's a pretty big one here. This is a really big one. That's kind of interesting. Okay. Let's look at what institutions are doing. So yeah, institutions own about 500 and pretty much 500 million shares. And if you look at the number of shares, they pretty much own about, on average, they own more, but on average, they own about 33% of the company, right? So that should tell you something. And they've increased their ownership by 3.5%. That's pretty damn good, okay? Now let's take a look at any chatter for, I wouldn't expect Twitter to be talking about NIO, but I always like to check, I always try, unbiased review, trying to make sure we leave no stone unturned. Oh, well, there it is, and that's why we do it. So in the past 30 minutes, NIO's being mentioned, so people are talking about NIO, so that's good. Let's take a look at Wall Street bets, which tends to be a little bit more skewed over to GME and AMC, but we like to take a look, of course. And we do not see any NIO here, but we do see Ford. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the support and resistance levels. And the purpose of this is basically for people that want to day trade in and out of the position, right? Again, we want to this is a one-stop shop. So let's go ahead and do this. Sip on some coffee here as it loads up for you. Oh, you can put any ticker symbol you want. In fact, in the meantime here, let me give you the link here to our Patreon for people that are watching. This is the link to our Patreon here. So I'm a little impatient. Let me rewrite the code here. Let's try this guy. Advance to level 8. Great. There it is. So as you can see right now, and if you had access to this technology, you would have seen that if it hit $13.43, you would have been like, let's go, because it just bounced and you would have been able to ride all that, right? Let's take a look here in the month. So right here, when it hit near 13, you would have essentially been able to almost double your money, right? If you had access to our tech, right? You're able to see these levels and you're able to see like, oh, okay, is it failing? Oh, it dropped. And then as soon as it tests this and breaks it, you can, all right, it's going to go to the next level of resistance, right? It's like a game, right? But don't treat it as such, right? It's not a game. Remember that, right? All right, so look at the hour chart, because then you might be asking me, what's the next level of resistance? Well, the answer to that is it's 25.33, okay? Then after that, we have 32.40. If 22 breaks, which it did, we're going to see if it retests. The next level will be 18 and 32. Then we're back to 15.11. But again, these are the numbers here. Now we can expand our horizon and take a look at the day. And there's a lot of things that this thing offers. I'm only just skimming the surface. Just, yeah. So it just did look at that bounce. Look at that. Boom. The next one is 24.84, 31.68, and 39.31. And that's last but not least, let's take a look at the weekly. And you should, hopefully you're writing these support and resistance level down to help you with your trading, right? Just in case if you don't want access to our Patreon to get access to this material. There it is. I'm a little impatient today. I want to make sure I give it to you guys in an appropriate time. So after the 38.66, we got the 56.67, but also make sure you take note of these. So as you can see, if you had this tech, guys, you would have been able to day trade this. So there's that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the dark pool levels. Yes, we have access to the dark pool. So let's go see what the big boys are doing. If there's any transactions, I speculate there are, but we'll see. The proof is in the pudding. So yeah, so as you can see, the big boys are just buying up shares in the dark pool at these prices. They're just, they're stepping in, especially when it hit the 17.16. They did not believe it would hit 14.13, but that's just a little bit of China with the Ukraine war. But you can see here, a lot of them are taking advantage right now. In fact, I'm just curious to see, did any of them have any matched orders in the most recent hours? So let's see if there's any matched So yeah, a lot of them are unmatched because it's just such a good price. These are really high amounts. We're talking in the million, you know, in the $1 million region here in terms of people trying to get into the dark pool without trying to elevate the stock price. We could see this guy came in at ask at 21.35 and it was a block trade, dark pool data here. And they got 77,000 shares. Again, this you won't see these, unfortunately, in other platforms. But yeah, so you can see here, there it is. And this is still going at bid. And yeah, so there's that. So there's obviously some demand for this, which should show me the calls. We'll see right now versus, I know the buys are higher than the sells, but we have access to that too. So we'll see. Oh, okay. So the sells are, okay, that's interesting. Doesn't make sense, but obviously it's undervalued. The calls and puts, so we know that more projecting more calls. Looking at the algo flow, which is extremely predictive, we're going to take a look at where the option traders are. Yeah, so we're getting a bullish convergence. Whenever you have the algo score go up with this, it's looking pretty good for NIO. Okay, it's looking pretty. It's looking really good. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 1 day, just to zoom in a little bit to see maybe if there might be a small dip. Yeah, so there is a little crevice here, but it could rebound, and it's still above 0. That's why it's green. So in terms of the algo score, it's looking pretty good. Now let's take a look at our AI predictive model to see essentially where things are headed. This is the artificial intelligence, usually wraps up the TA and the options. So in terms of the combined, it still says it's negative. Again, there's a lot of negative sentiment when it comes to Chinese stocks. But in terms of options, it's looking pretty good. But this is why we do different forms of analysis to essentially develop your investment thesis. So now that we went ahead and went through all this, we're going to go through our intrinsic value calculator. I'm going to be essentially utilizing these numbers here, and we're going to take 7% of the revenue and go to your free cash flow favorite positive company and look at the free cash flow. When it becomes free cash flow, it hovers around 7 to 20%, depending if it's a SaaS or not. Okay. So now we're going to be calculating it. And we're going to go to what we came here for. All right. So to do that, I'm going to be giving you numbers from 2018, 2019, and you can just revert back, rewind to this chart, and you'll see 2021, we're going to be doing 0.07%, and this is going to be the year. This is going to be the revenue, but it's going to be in Chinese money. Then we're going to convert it into the USD, okay? And to do that, you just do this calculator here, okay? Because remember, this revenue is in Chinese. However, this is just in millions, and yeah, so there's that, okay? The book value is also in USD. So then we're going to estimate the free cash flow, which is here. So I'm just trying to set up the table for you guys. So let me just actually, I skipped a row here, so. Make it a little organized for you guys. Okay. So 2018, they had 4951, 7825, 16258. Again, this is in Chinese money, 32877. Okay. We've converted it into USD, and you can recheck our conversions. I triple checked, but let me know if I'm wrong, just in case. You never know. I always try to be humble. 5159.28. And if you like this content, as it does take a lot to prepare, please like and subscribe, comment, share, whatever you guys, the YouTubers tell you to do. Now we're going to take of the USD, the free cash flow, and take 7%, right? Which is this, right? So that is, I already did it here for you. 565, 178.5917, 361.1496. Okay. So now we're going to take this and inject it into the free cash flow, and it'll take the average. It doesn't matter what year you put it in, it just takes the average. So 54.3858, 85.9565, 178.5917, 361.1496. Okay. Then now we have the average. Now we're going to take from the USD, this one here, from 2018 to 2021. Okay. 2018. 776.94, 2021, See how it's starting to prep itself? So what this calculator does for people that are new, it goes 10 years into the future, discounts back at a 10 to 15% discount rate, utilizing a perpetuity model of 2% divided by the number of outstanding shares. It's basically saying that in the future, we expect the company to, obviously, the value of the dollar bill now is essentially going to be less in the future. And you want this company to grow faster than the inflation rate of the dollar bill. And it gives you the actual value of the company in today's value. And if it's undervalued, then you go ahead and purchase it. If it's overvalued, we don't do it. Hence, a Warren Buffett type investment strategy geared with more of a Cathy Wood thesis of disruption, of tech disruption. Okay, that explains that, because this is my first NIO video, so I assume there's going to be people out there that are wanting to know what the hell's going on here. So let's go ahead and put the number here, 5159.28. And you can see they're growing at 88%. Now I'm going to change this. I'm going to say, let's assume that they're going to take 75% of that growth. I don't think they're going to continue growing at 88%, but even just to show you, they're actually growing in revenue. They're actually growing 116%. I think a little more. So they're actually doing more than what I'm giving them. But I like to be extra conservative, right? And it's all about it being free cash flow. Okay, it's all about free cash flow. Okay, and we gotta, hopefully they can get to that level. They have a little bit, but it's a little fake out. We got to see, right? No hype here. We want to give you guys the ins and out. But I am going to give you guys the shares. The shares right here isn't, again, it's just in millions. It's not in Chinese millions. It's just millions, okay? It's 1528, okay? Now, don't get too excited for this number. It's not the number. But based off of these calculations, NIO can hover anywhere around 157 for the bear case, 229 for the base case, and 357 for the bull case. Now, listen, if this was in the United States, this is exactly what it would be trading at. In fact, just out of curiosity, let's assume it's trading at its bull case, right? Let's just do that. Okay, 357 divided by the current share price. Let's say it's 21 bucks. It's trading 17 times. The market cap right now is 33 billion. So 33 times 17, it'll be trading at pretty much 561, right, billion dollars. If this was in the United States, we have Rivian that hasn't even, well, what kind of cars did it sell? I don't think a lot, right? And it's trading at 40 billion. So, you know what I mean? Do the math here. But since this is not in the United States, we are going to say, let's assume that they're going to go ahead and they're going to do 75% of the 88%, 66%. So we're going to go ahead and drop this down to 66%. And we're going to be getting anywhere between $48 to $106, okay? Now listen, this is Chinese company, okay? So we got to be careful with this. I always like to do a 20% margin of safety. So $48 multiplied by 20% is around $9.60 minus $9.60. I would say $38 is a good sell. So my price target, 38 bucks is pretty good, right? And again, has it gone higher than that? You betcha it has. Hell yeah, it has. It's gone as high as $55, which is right around next to our base case, right? A little bit lower, right? But these were the older numbers, right? So as you can see, this is, I would say 38, 40 bucks. I would call it 38. But again, China company, that's very risky, very risky. In fact, I'm just curious, the discount rate that's being applied right now. Honestly, it is 88%. I'm just curious, are they doing a 55% discount rate here? No. 45%. 40%. Yeah, so they're doing just ignore this. Let's focus on this here because that's what I'm changing. I'm changing the bull. They're doing approximately a 35% discount rate on NIO right now, which is crazy. That's like a venture capitalist would do. A venture capitalist would do anywhere between the 35 to 50%. And if they still make a profit, then of course, that's how they're treating Chinese stocks right now. So just look out for that. So here are my price targets, just to be clear. These are my price targets. And there it is. Let's go ahead and answer some questions and let's get straight to business. So whenever I hear Chinese stock, I feel exactly. It's because of the Chinese government. It's especially after what they did to Alibaba. I agree. I just wish they were a little bit more cool. Like, China, can you chill out? Like, goddamn, China, like, chill out. We love your companies. Your companies are amazing. Just, can you be a little bit more capitalistic? Because your companies are freaking gold, right? Warren Buffett says it's better to buy a great company at a fair value than to buy a fair company at a. I love that, and I love he uses these words interchangeably. It makes you think. I have an uncomfortable zone in my brain that English, of course, yeah, it's true, absolutely. So, Mr. Radical English Gentleman Podcast. My recommendation is you watch this from the beginning. There's a lot of great information. I do a technical analysis, artificial intelligence analysis, and sentimental analysis. There's a lot. So please take a look, especially with the support and resistant levels. So please take a look at that. Okay. Do you reckon that the price will go down after Thursday? I don't know. It's hard to play earnings. It's hard. There are supply chain issues, that's for sure. And if they were able to somehow scrape a win, woo, I think it could go up. The discount on NIO is unjustified. Yeah, the CRC is back. Exactly, right? And also the I think you're talking about VIE. Is it changing the Cayman Islands? Because that's kind of weird. That's kind of scary. Yeah. So now that we talked about this, I consider discount cash flow estimations are not accurate for this company. Yes, Julio. I would say they are if it was an American company, but you are going to have to understand that we're going more for the bear. I'm not even looking at this. I said $40, $38, 38, and then I'm out, right? That sucks, but that's just geopolitical problems. But a DCF for this company, of course, it's because we're dealing with politics here. We're dealing with Taiwan and China, Iran and North Korea. We just and it sucks. Can we just get along together and just make money? But that's just the world we live in, and it's so freaking annoying. But it's really annoying. But what can we do? It is what it is. So this is our AI technology with our exclusive daily briefings that has you can listen to it in audio or read it. This is a very sophisticated package that we offer.
Welcome to Al Stock Alerts exclusive daily broadcast.
A lot of great stuff. We have our price targets here for undervalued stocks. Definitely amazing things. We have our algorithmic projected free cash flow. We have our top short squeeze plays that win. Here are the results. We win a lot here. We do a lot of great stuff. We've had Indo go up 18 times your money, over 18 times your money. We give you sector rotations as well as our AI analysis. Don't take it from me. Take it from our amazing members with their profits. Literally within 5 days of him being in our Discord channel, he was able to make 15% off of Mullen. Here's this person in 2 days. They were able, just 2 days, the best $10 they've ever, yes, $10. They were able to make $2,500 on their portfolio. Here's proof. I'm very proud of my members. Understand how powerful this is. This is very enriching for me to see something that we've curated and put together to essentially grow. And if you guys want access to it, it's all here. This is the cheapest you'll find this. There's no cheaper, I can tell you that. Here it is right over here, and this is how it looks like for people that are interested. So this is our AI technology with all of our price targets, exclusive daily briefings, and so much more. So much more. There's just so much. There's a lot, and it's just hard to cover because you have essentially your own Bloomberg terminal here. Coming soon, we also have access to, as of right now, we have access to the insider trading between the Senate and House of Representatives. Another thing that we want to pay close attention to here is that I'm creating Brain Machine, which is our own AI that is going to be so amazing. It's going to be giving you so much information, so much. So all in all, I hope to see you guys on this other side here. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the intrinsic value calculation here for the NIO stock. Let's go ahead and answer some questions, and then we'll conclude the live. So, okay, Julio. So I've been doing this for 10 years. Normally, when you estimate a free cash flow, that's why if you look down here, this is called EFCF. It's an estimated free cash flow. I took 7% of the revenue and multiplied it by the 7%. So if you go to your favorite company, in fact, it's literally undervalued, but let's say, let's go to your favorite company. Let's go to Tesla, okay? And let's go ahead and let's estimate the free cash flow, okay? So if you go down here, when Tesla was free cash flow, here's the free cash flow. When Tesla was, when Tesla was free cash flow negative, they were negative 4,000, right? Negative 4 billion. If we take 7% of this number, okay, let's go ahead and do 7%. I estimated a free cash flow of 8.823. Okay. Now, if you go here, let's see in the future. Oh, well, look at that. Once they become free cash flow positive, 968. So I've been doing this for a long time. It's going to be my 11th year. It's a little trick that analysts like to use, but don't like to talk about because that's just how corrupt this world is. It is what it is. That's why we created this platform to teach. This is our intrinsic value calculator. You'll be able to find it in our Mastering Stock Market course. It'll be a link after the live. And it includes lifetime access to all stock alerts as well. Highly undervalued. But essentially what we did is we estimated the free cash flow, which is why we're able to do such things. And if you look at this, if you look at the switch right now in the flip, we can see though NIO, in terms of its free cash flow, let me go down here. It actually hit a free cash flow of 823. Now, if you take 823 and convert it to USD, because again, this is in Chinese money, it's at $129. Sorry, 129 million. We estimated them at 170. We estimated them at 170. So we're right in line with our analysis. Okay. So I hope this makes sense. If you do business with communist countries, what do you expect? Of course, it's risky. And they're not really truly communist. They actually are a little bit of capitalist, but it's not like the United States, right? It's hard to find. I don't believe so at all. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so that's essentially NIO right here. And this is what the calculation is. And let's look at just the price, just in general, what has the prices been. So a lot of people underestimated NIO. The stock ended up hitting highs of $55, even higher actually in the intraday. And then now it's going back down, and it might go back to its intrinsic value, which I think is around here, right? But again, China just, the reason why I'm making this video, China just made a release saying that they're wanting to support their publicly traded companies. So if it is your risk appetite for people that are out there, I made the video. I got a lot of requests. That's why I made the video. And here it is. Okay. Yeah, so it's definitely, and again, take what I say as a grain of salt, but I'm a very conservative, right? As you can see, most people, oh, Apple. Yeah, of course, people are always going to pay a premium on Apple. But if there's a recession, that's when I want to buy Apple. I want to buy Apple when it's like no one wants to buy Apple. That's when you buy Apple. I said Apple so many times. I'm going to go eat an apple. Okay, but the way we like to invest, you know, in terms of, and again, this is just a financial education platform. I'm not a financial investor or an analyst or whatever. You know, I'm just a YouTuber. This is just education. Please take what I say as a grain of shit, right? It's not even salt. Salt is worth something, right? Take what I say as that. So I wouldn't say this is a 1 year prediction for NIO. I would say give it 2 years because of this whole uncertainty. And I want to know what part of your, what are you confused on? Is there a question so I can answer? Because there's, 12:30, I don't know, so I can help. And then I'll stay on a little bit here to answer that question. If you can type in the chat, what part are you confused about? Then I would love to help. So, yeah, so we like to back our data in terms of our analysis by just what the company's presenting and historical analysis of how we can estimate NIO. Now, if you go down here, and if we go down to our other robot, that's not AI, it just pulls information. And let's take a look at just what analysts think for NIO. So let's go ahead and put NIO. Let's see what the analyst consensus is for NIO. And again, this is all part of our Discord here. So NIO, yeah, analysts think NIO price target is 51. And it's right in line with our bear case. But again, I'm a little bit more conservative. So I think it's, I would call it $38, 38 to 40. Now let's go ahead and let's ask, are you holding any shares? So not as much as I want to. It's not a heavy holder of mine. I leave it, honestly, sadly. It's not within our price target sections. It'll be more in our speculative plays. And I hate to say this because China is just a beautiful place. I think it deserves more than just speculative because of the geopolitical risks involved. So there's that. I didn't catch the direct number you're going for. Yeah. So here's the bear, the base, and the bull taking a 20% margin of safety of $48.15. It was in the video. You would get around $38. So that's essentially what, after doing the calculations. And just to go over, this goes 10 years into the future, discounts back at a 10 to 15% discount rate, utilizing a 2 to 4% perpetuity model divided by the number of outstanding shares, which then yields you the price targets. But again, analysts are estimating it to be $51, around 52, which I'm just, can it get there? Yeah, but I'm a little too risk adverse, especially for China, right? So there's that. Why do you think people are so bullish on NIO this year? Well, the reason why, my friend, is if you look at the numbers here, the fundamentals don't lie. Look at their vehicles. Let me remove this so you can see. Look at the vehicles delivered. Look at the revenue. The numbers speak for themselves. The net income is slowly going to be fixed. The numbers speak for themselves. So that's why. And from our AI, well, we did the research, and I hope you watched it here. The numbers are expected to increase in terms of the revenue estimates for the future from 2022 to 2023, almost going into 2024. We're increasing. So that's why people are bullish. Exactly. They're just a little too bullish, but it's okay. You can use that to your momentum to trade. And then what you can use our AI technology to look at support and resistance levels for NIO. I had it up here. Yeah, you can use our AI here to look at our support and resistance levels and to see when you can trade this. If you had the AI, you'll be able to tell, like, oh, it bounced here, let's go. And then you can know the next level of resistance up here to see if it's going to hit or not. And then you can use your technical analysis. So there's a lot going on here, okay? I don't know. I honestly don't know. No one, whoever knows, is doing an insider trading. So I'm not. Again, I follow data. We do some projections in terms of utilizing machine learning technology, but you can't predict that. So I don't know. You can go ahead and take a look at xpev and all the other Chinese EV companies and project out from there, but I don't know. And I like your name, Baby NIO. Baby NIO. You must be heavy on the NIO, right? I'm Baby Clover. Okay. All right, guys. It was a privilege and honor. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you, Baby NIO, if you liked the product, here's more information if you want. It's on our Patreon here. It will port you to our Discord, which is here, which is like, this Discord is packed. And it's going to get more packed. But we're going to distill the signal so you guys can use it. But it is a privilege and honor. You guys have no idea. we like to do no hype, as you can see. I'm not saying let's go, huh, even though this stock, if it was trading in the United States, I would be all over it. Honestly, higher than I would be on Clover. I would be 50-50 split. Let's put it that. Okay. But it is in China. So I just wish we can all get along, you know? So it is what it is. God bless you all. It's a privilege and honor. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.